Hello, it is Victoria here. It is lovely to see you. This is that time of year, that magical time of year of the winter solstice. The solstice actually occurred at 3:27 a.m. in the UK, so Thursday night into Friday morning. And so, for that reason, I have saved my ceremony until today. And I always start these ceremonies with a ceremonial lighting of a candle. And I have actually been lighting this candle every day since Wednesday. So I lit it Wednesday, yesterday, and I'm going to light it again today. One of the things about the candle that I'm lighting is that it's also fragranced. And so there is that thing about how when you link smell, how smell links with memory. So my intention is that I will light it today again for our practice today. I will light it again tomorrow, and then I will probably leave it until the equinox. So it is an absolutely beautiful candle from a company called Lunar and Lux. So now let me just do the needful. Of course, I haven't this well enough prepared. So we shall see how we go. Oh, there we are. All the stuff's flying out everywhere. There we are. Perfect. If you can see that, the candle is now lit. So basically, you are joining me live for something that really I have done every year since pretty much as long as I can remember. But I've certainly been doing these ceremonies either on the 20th, 21st, or 22nd of December in person in groups from probably about 2016, something like that. Obviously, over the last couple of solstices, we haven't been able to meet live in person. So things like last year, I went back online. Just threw all that candle wax away. So I do usually charge for these ceremony events because I want to encourage you to come along and to commit to the practice and everything like that. But it just didn't feel right to do that. It also didn't feel right to really advertise it very much. I'm putting it live here on YouTube, and I've made it public so whoever sees it will be able to see it and join with it. But it is really, I am letting you in on what I am going to be doing over the next day or two. So this is like a behind the scenes of my plans for 2024. So for those who don't know, from the years 2013 until 2023, I ran a business called Stretch Body Mind. But in 2024, that business becomes the Ordinary People Academy. And this is where I turn ordinary people into the most extraordinary wellness professionals. I train people to become Pilates teachers, yoga teachers, meditation and breathwork teachers, as well as kids movement and mindfulness facilitators, and provide CPD training on things like trauma and burnout, nervous system regulation, embodied movement, running ceremonies like this, holding space, and so on. So the Academy, I have really big plans for it, and it is my intention to sit around this time. This is always a very important time for me. I'm not a big Christmas fan. I'm not particularly big into the new year, new you thing, and that everything should change on the 1st of January. Instead, I actually like to take time between the 21st of December and the 21st of January. And for the reason for this is that the 21st of January is actually my birthday. So I like to take a sort of month to plan out, well, one, to give some gratitude towards, what has happened since the summer solstice of 2023, but then to plan out what I want to happen in the next half of the year. I don't tend to plan for the full year. Really, I tend to do it more in these quarters or in the half part of the year. I really do like to go more with the lunar cycles, the cycles of nature, than the Gregorian calendar. So yeah, and I think a lot of people are really waking up to that and going with their own cycles and their own rhythms. So it's really, an interesting thing. So as I've been saying this, my candle, I promise you, is lit here below me. I'm going to leave it, and I'm just going to trust that you've lit your candle as well. And we're going to do a little bit of movement. I'm going to do a breath work session just to prepare me. And then I am going to do some journaling. It would be a very, very boring live if you were to sit here and journal with me. So I'm going to give you some recommendations for journal prompts. And I'll actually link them down below as well. But I'm going to be using the Year Compass, which is a free resource, which helps you, again, give gratitude to 2023 and plan out 2024. I'm also going to be looking at the work of Susanna Conway, and she has a thing called Unravel Your Year, and another one, Find Your Word of the Year. And I have done those practices every year for a long time now. So those are the things that I will be using to help me journal and to help me plan this new iteration of my business and my entrepreneurship and my self-employed life. It's not very interesting for you just to sit there and look at the top of my head while I'm scribbling notes. So I'm going to encourage you to do a little bit of movement with me, to do some breath work with me, and then to click on those links and do some journaling for yourself. And by the way, if part of what comes out in your journaling is that you would like to work more closely with me in 2024, I really highly encourage you to get in touch. You can email Victoria at ordinarypeopleacademy.com. And let me know if there's something that you would love to teach and you would like my support to become a teacher in my academy. Well, all you have to do is reach out and we'll have a chat, and we will see what comes up. I'm really keen to explore this being an academy and not just being my voice, but being a place where people know that they get experts. Okay, so I will help you with that. So anyway, the candle is lit. We are going to just remain seated in a seat. If you are on like a sofa rather than an office chair, or even if you're on an office chair, please sit forward a little bit so that we can keep the spine nice and straight. Uncross the legs, plant both feet into the floor, and if it is safe and comfortable to do so, please close your eyes. Allow the lips to gently close as well, and draw the breath in and out of the nose. And as you sit here connected to the earth, I want you to imagine that there are two channels that come from the arches of your feet. And these channels are going to open up and go down through your socks, your shoes, the carpet, the floor, the subfloors, any floors beneath you, right down through the soil, right down through the subsoil, right down into the bedrock, and all the way down to the very center of the earth. And here at the center of the earth, we have this most magnificent energy, this most magnificent power. And I want us to draw some of this energy, some of this power, some of this groundedness, some of this heat all the way up through the earth and up until it comes up into our feet. And it will feel like a sense of warmth, almost like you're stepping into a warm bath. Allow this heat from the center of the earth to move up now into the ankles, into the lower legs, up into the knees and thighs, the hips and pelvis, the lower back and abdomen, the mid back and the diaphragm area, the upper back, as in the shoulder blades, the ribs, the chest. And allow this heat to move down the shoulders, down the arms, all the way down through the elbows, right down through the wrists into the hands. And I want you to feel that heat in the palms of the hands, the fingers, and the thumbs. Allow that heat and that energy also to move up into the head, up into the face, softening and relaxing the face. Releasing any tension in your forehead, your eyebrows, your eyes, your temples, your cheeks, your nose, the space between your nose and your mouth, your lips, your teeth, your tongue, your jaw, your throat, your thoughts. Let everything be warm and relaxed, yet full of energy. Know that even as we close these channels in our feet off now, that we have taken in this energy and that we can connect to this earth energy whenever we need to. Just like a tree is connected to the earth, so are we. We just need to remember. Good. And if you haven't done so already, this is the time to blink the eyes open, to come back into the space and into the body. And we're going to start with our hands. We're going to give them a little wiggle, our fingers a little wiggle, and then we're going to turn the hands in circles. Good. And then change direction of those circles. Nice. And then we're going to extend the arms out, and we're still circling. You can't really see that, but with the arms out straight, I'm still circling. Good. And again, change direction. Good. And then let the hands be like sort of, palms down. Arms still quite relaxed. They don't have to be rigid. Yeah. Nice bit of relaxation. We're going to inhale and rotate the arms so the palms come up, but I want the entire arm to lift up. As you exhale, you're going to rotate down. The shoulders will shrug a little bit and the thumbs will point down. Inhale, palms up, thumbs back. Exhale, rotate those arms down. Good. Inhale and exhale. All we're doing here is like an expression of this earth's energy through the body. And we know that it's gone all the way into the fingers, into the thumbs. And at this point, it's almost going beyond the body. Okay, this is really good when you're going to start journaling, that you've got this earth's energy in you, in your hands to write. Good. Now we're going to take these hands, we're going to inhale, reach them up, grab hold of one wrist, doesn't matter which one, but then you're going to stretch over to the side that you're grabbing, or the side that you're grabbing with, that's the side you reach over. Good. Inhale here. As you exhale, I want you to turn your head, as long as that feels okay for the neck. That's it, that big stretch into the side body. Now let's inhale up, swap hands, exhale over to the other side. Inhale again. As you exhale, turn your head, look up. Good. Inhale up. And then slowly let the arms come down. Perfect. Just rest the hands. Well, actually, I have them on my knees. And we're going to do a little seated cat and cow. I'll turn to the side to show you what I mean. As you inhale, the chest lifts, the chin lifts, and it's almost like this lower back has a little bit of an arch. Then we exhale and we round back. This is why you need to sit forward, because I almost want you to push the back into the chair behind you. Navel draws in, chin tucks in, tailbone sort of scoops under. Inhale, head lifts, chest opens back, arches. Exhale, round back. Good. Feel fluidity in the spine. And even if you can't feel it yet, keep moving and that fluidity will come, I promise you. Good. You can even close your eyes and just feel into this. Remembering that we have our chakras, our energy centers located in this spine. And so this movement is also happening not just physically, but also on an energetic level, on a nervous system level. Again, remembering that our central nervous system is housed here in the spine. So all of this movement is working us not just bone and muscle, but on a much deeper level too. We'll do one more inhale and exhale. And then come back to an upright spine. At this point, I want us to do like a little hip wiggle. All right. So what we're doing here, the spine is moving as well, but it's really a movement into the hips and pelvis. I want you to come forward onto the pubic bone, over onto one hip, back onto the tailbone, to the other hip, and forward again. So you're going to do that little rotation. That's it. Good. Around the spine. Lovely. And then we're going to pause and change direction. Now, it is definitely better when you don't have a squeaky chair or an office chair or a chair on wheels that wants to spin with you. You want to sort of feel that it's your pelvis that's doing the work. Change direction again. That's it. By the way, you can do this one seated, cross-legged. You can also do the seated cat and cow cross-legged. That's it. So you don't have to be sitting on a chair. You can be on the floor or on a cushion. Change direction for the last time. That's it. And a few rotations. And at this point, I'm getting more of the back, the chest, and the trunk of the body really moving as well. Perfect. Lovely. And then just sort of have a little wiggle, a little jiggle. That's it. So the hips are wiggling, really getting planted. The shoulders are sort of wiggling and jiggling. We're going to lift the shoulders up and roll them back. Just about 3 or 4 times. Good. Perfect. Really simple. Just some movement, not too much, just to get the body, feeling into this flow. We're going to finish this movement by some neck rolls. So you're going to bring your chin to your chest, and you're going to bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. And then bring that chin back down to the chest and take the left ear over towards the left shoulder. So we're going to continue in these little semicircles. Chin down to chest, ear to shoulder, and then maybe even chin up a little bit too. So you're making it a little bit bigger. But the semicircles are the safest. And if we do it slow, we can just feel into any points of tension and let them go. Well done. Lovely. Then bring the chin back to the chest. We're going to interlace the fingers. Place the hands behind the head. Do not pull with the hands. Just let the weight of the arms intensify that stretch into the back of the neck. And we're going to use the head to open the arms, all right, rather than using the arms to pull on the head. So we inhale, the head lifts, and we're going to open the elbows, look up. As you exhale, the chin comes down, the elbows drop down. Inhale, head lifts, arms open. Exhale, rounding back. Good. Again, no pressure with the arms. Inhale, lift up. Open the elbows wide. Exhale, take the hands down. Take the chin down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back down. We'll do one more. And then we'll finish with the elbows open. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Open the arms up. Look up. Look towards that return of the light, because this is the time As my dad always said, the nights are on the turn, and I just really like to remember him at the solstice time. That's it. So what we're doing here, it's like an internal smile, okay? With the arms squeezed back. There's a lot of lymph nodes here in our underarms, and we are really getting that lymph moving. That's it. And then we're going to release the hands, and once again, just let them come down quite slowly. And there'll be all sorts of pins and needles, and you can just shake out the arms again, shake out the shoulders, shake out the hips, let everything relax. Good. Now, if you want to do a little bit more movement, what you can do, what I usually do, is put on a song that I like to dance to, and I just dance it and shake about. Okay, and I just shake off all the tension. I get a little bit breathless. It makes me feel a bit, and it energizes me. So that's a really nice thing to do. We're not going to do this because of YouTube copyright issues. And I don't know what song makes you want to dance. I don't even know what song makes me want to dance until I put it on and I go, that's the one. So find a song that works for you. Instead, we are going to imagine that we've had our little dance. If you need to pause me, do that. So welcome back. And we are going to do a little breath work session. This is a breath that is really quite energizing, and it can be quite challenging. It is called breath of fire. The reason I want to do breath of fire at the winter solstice is, again, I want to stoke my internal fire, because I'm planning to do some journaling and some long range thinking, 6 months of like what it is I want for my business, for my life. I'd like to feel like I've got that energy from the sacrum, the creative energy from the sacrum, and the willpower from the solar plexus. And so the breath of fire activates the core. All right. It's a strong diaphragmatic breath, but you're basically using your abdominal muscles and pumping them in and out to encourage the diaphragm muscle to lift up and down. I'm going to take a little sip of water. I always have water with me for a breathwork session. And you might need it again, because it can be, this one can make you feel a little bit out of puff. All right. Effectively, what you're doing with this breath of fire, it's almost like a dog panting. All right. That sort of, except we're not doing it with an open mouth. We are doing it with a closed mouth through the nose. There is a caveat to that. If your nose is blocked for whatever reason, of course, you're going to breathe out through the mouth. So you can place your hands on your stomach. You still want to stay seated upright. Good. And the hands can sort of help. In fact, I'll move back a little bit so you can see this. What you're going to see as well is that my shoulders lift, but it's not that I'm going, it's because of the force here in my abdomen. And you can see a bit of movement in the rest of the body, but the work is happening here. Now, we're going to do this breath of fire for 2 minutes, which doesn't sound like very much, but believe me, it is. It is one of those ones that I do with clients sometimes, and we might not have done any actual physical work, but they'll come to me and they say, God, my abs were killing me, as if I'd done like sit-ups. And I'm going, yeah, well, that was the breath of fire for you. And if you combine breath of fire with something like a sit-up, oh my God, that really will burn the core. All right, so just be aware of that. Okay, so I want to put the timer on for 2 minutes. I'm actually going to set it for, no, I'm going to leave it at 2 minutes, right? And what I'm going to do is we're going to start together, and then I'll hit the timer once you sort of get into it. All right, so again, sitting upright, hands on the belly. Open the mouth just for the first couple, and just feel this. The thing with the breath of fire as well, God, you're already starting and I keep interrupting you, is that you really focus more on the exhale. All right. There is another open mouth breath called conscious connected breathing, where the inhale is the active part and there's a passive exhale. Breath of fire is more about a passive inhale and focus on the exhale. So If you exhale strongly like this, the inhale will take care of itself. By the way, if you're pregnant, this is not an appropriate breathwork session to do. So instead, just go to slow, deep breathing. If you're on the first days of your period, you might also find that it's just a bit much. Again, it's all to do with this stuff that I talked about in the abdomen. So here we go. I'm going to set that timer. Hold on. Let's go. Okay, it's a little slower than a dog would pant, but I want you to try and get that rhythm. Let the mouth close. The timer has been set. If you need to stop at any point, take a slow breath, please do that. But return back to that breath of fire if you can. You can close your eyes to really focus on what's happening internally. We are into our last 30 seconds and we can do anything for 30 seconds. There's our timer. Let it go. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold the breath in. Suck everything up inside. And then breathe out. Release. Relax. Open the eyes. Good. Take another deep breath in through the nose. And slowly breathe out through the nose. One more like this. Inhaling, deep breath in through the nose. And slowly exhale out the nose. Good. Well done. It was only 2 minutes, and yet you'll feel that. It is strong work. I'm sure you felt it after like a couple of repetitions. Ooh, we're not messing about here. We are on fire. But it really does. It fills you with fire. It fills you with energy. And when we are in this winter solstice, when we are focusing on the return of the light, and when we are in that longest night and shortest day, it is important, I think, to stoke your own internal light, your own internal fire. And by doing this here with the sacrum and the solar plexus, we are simultaneously working with the third eye and the throat, our intuition, our plans for the year, and our expression as well, and writing out what it is we want. So we are coming up on 30 minutes here. I'm probably going to take really as much time as I can. I'd probably take about an hour to sit and journal these questions. As I said, I'm going to put the links below. I'm also going to spend some time today filling in my gigantic wall calendar, because I am quite a visual person and I love to get all of the classes and the programs of the Ordinary People Academy into the wall planner and have it up just behind the computer so that I can see at a glance what's going on. So if you want your course to be on this calendar, get in touch with me. All right. Thank you so much for joining me for this winter solstice ceremony breathwork session. This is the time I am going to keep my candle lit while I do my journaling. And then as I extinguish the candle, I will give thanks, as I said, for 2023 and look forward to that return of the light in 2024. Please have a great festive period, however you celebrate or whether you do at all. And yeah, let me know how you get on. Thank you.